Bonjour. Hello, I'm Grant. I am with the Bruce County Public Library, and in the spirit of reconciliation, I'm here to talk a little bit about some of the Indigenous authors that you can read and learn from here in the Bruce County Public Collection. If you're not particularly familiar with our with what has happened with the Canada's relationship with Indigenous people, then I would highly recommend this book. It's Thomas King's The Inconvenient Indian. It's going to give you a really broad overview and lots of commentary. Sometimes uh, funny because of the absurdity of it, but it's also going to make you angry from time to time, and it should. Anyways, I would recommend that. Great, great writing. Thomas King is one of my favorite authors in his fiction work, and that's a really good place to be if you want to know the sort of generational trauma that has you know been dealt to Indigenous people. If you have not read Indian Horse by Richard Wagamese, you should. If it were up to me, every Canadian would be required to read this book. If you want to understand sort of the impact of residential schools, and if you also want to just a beautiful love letter to hockey, this is a book for you. The writing is astounding. The story will make you sad, deeply sad sometimes, but in the end, like most of Richard Wagamese's work, it's redemptive in the end. Another book to try. It's not really about anything other than great writing by an Indigenous author, Wakashi Rice. This is a kind of a science fiction dystopian. Something happens in the South and in this Indigenous community in the North, Anishinaabe. They never really say what has happened, but the impact. It's certainly allegory about the larger situation of Anishinaabe and Indigenous Canadians in general. Again, fantastic writing. Some of our best writers in Canada are young Indigenous writers, and this is no exception. I picked this book up purely by accident. I didn't know anything about it. It was one of those books that come across the desk at the library, and thought that looks interesting, and I now look for everything I can find from Wakashi Rice. Just fantastic writing. Some other books. Not everything is doom and gloom. If you want a really good mystery, again, Thomas King, his Dreadful Water series, great mystery, has some Indigenous issues involved, but it's also just a fantastic mystery that will keep you guessing right to the end. Thomas King's writing has is beautiful prose, but it also has a deeply snarky, sarcastic type of humor. And if you like an author like John Sanford, you're gonna love this series. It's fantastic. And a final book, another redemptive book by in the end with Richard Wagame's Medicine Walk. Uh, Fantastic writing again, as all of Richard Wagame's books are. Uh, I would check this out. I would check out any book by Richard Wagame's. There are also some fantastic women Indigenous authors. I just don't happen to have any with me right now, but that'll be a later video. And some of the best writing, young new writing happening in Canada is happening with our Indigenous authors. And if you're not reading them, you're missing out not just on important stories to the Canadian fabric, but just fantastic writing. Miigwech, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.